The first tremor shook the dust from the ceiling panels. At first I thought it was a minor quake. Carith Prime had shallow fault lines. The survey logs mentioned it. I marked it as environmental noise and moved on. Then the second tremor came. This one had rhythm, boom, pause, boom. I froze. Seismic activity does not walk. The ground shook again, and the instruments spiked hard enough to scream warnings. Outside the viewport, the tall grass bent in rolling waves, as if the planet itself was breathing. Captain Rhea entered the command module with a tight jaw. Report. Movement, I said. Large mass. Very large. How large? I swallowed. Off the charts. The shadow fell over the ship before I finished the sentence. The horizon was not small. She was a proper exploration vessel. 200 meters long. Reinforced hull. Thick landing struts. From orbit she looked solid and confident. From the ground she looked like a toy. The shape beyond the viewport resolved into a leg. Then another. Skin the color of sun-warmed stone. Muscle layered and dense. Each step compressed the earth like wet clay. A figure rose into view. She was enormous. Her head brushed the low cloud layer. Her hair flowed down her back in a heavy, dark sheet. Her clothing was simple but deliberate. Thick fabric wrapped and tied with cords thicker than our fuel lines. She knelt, the ground. Screamed, her face filled the viewport. One eye alone was larger than our cockpit. She studied us with focused calm. Small sky people. She said. Her voice did not shout. It did not need to. It carried weight. It pressed against my chest like pressure deep underwater. Captain. Rhea stepped forward and keyed the external speakers. We come in peace. The Giantess tilted her head. So you always say, she replied. But you also always bring sharp things. I blinked. Always. She knew us. I am Teriva, she said. You are loud, bright, fragile. That was first contact. We should have left. Instead, we stayed, because she did not threaten us, because she was curious, because humanity is bad at walking away from something impossible. The ruins nearby were the reason for the mission. Stone towers carved for beings her size. Roads wide enough for cities to march down. Proof that giants once ruled this world openly. Teriva explained it while sitting cross-legged near our camp. She kept her hands flat on the ground so we would not feel trapped. My people are the Arashi, she said. We were many. We are fewer now. What happened? I asked. She smiled without humor. Time. She visited every day. She asked about Earth, about our oceans, about why we built machines instead of shaping stone with our bodies. She listened closely. She remembered everything. She laughed at our jokes, quiet rumbling sounds that shook dust loose from the ruins. I was assigned as primary liaison, xenobiologist. That made sense. It also made me terrified. On the 5th day, she mentioned the heat. She said it casually while watching the sunset. The heat comes soon, she said. I nodded like an idiot. Seasonal change. She looked at me. There was something in her expression I did not recognize then. Yes, she said. A change. I logged it and moved on. I should not have. 2 nights later, the temperature around the camp rose sharply. Not the air. Her Tereva's skin radiated warmth like sun-heated stone. My instruments showed metabolic spikes I could not explain. Her breathing deepened. Her pupils widened. She did not visit us that day. On the seventh day the ground shook again, but this time it was uneven, erratic. She came into view, moving fast. Too fast, she stopped, short of the camp, and dropped to one knee. The impact rattled every bolt in the horizon. Her breath came hard. Steam rose from her shoulders. "The heat has begun," she said. Captain Rhea ordered all crew inside. Tariva clenched her hands in the dirt. "I will not harm you," she said. "But instinct is loud." "What does that mean?" I asked. She looked away. "It means I should not be near you." That was when the roar came from the hills. Another answered it. Then another. Shapes moved on the horizon. My blood turned to ice. Tariva's jaw tightened. "They smell me," she said. "They feel it." "Who?" Captain Rhea asked. "Others," Tariva replied. "Rivals." The heat was not a simple biological cycle. It was a trial. For the Arashi, the heat awakened ancient drives. It demanded dominance, territory, strength proven openly. Those who failed lost status, sometimes land, sometimes life. And Tariva had chosen to spend her heat near us. The first rival appeared over the ridge, taller, broader, her skin marked with pale scars that told long, violent stories. Her eyes locked onto Tariva at once. Then she saw us. Her lips curled. She roared and charged. The impact of her first step knocked people off their feet. Inside the ship, Tar-Eva rose. "I will draw her away," she said. She moved to intercept. The collision shook the plane. Stone exploded from the ruins as they met. Two titans grappling like living mountains. Their strikes cracked the air. Each step carved trenches. The rival was stronger. I saw it immediately. Tariva fought defensively, redirecting blows, turning her body to shield the camp. The rival noticed. She broke away and sprinted toward us. I felt something cold and clear settle in my chest. We had seconds. I grabbed seismic charges from storage. Excavation tools, not weapons. But force is force. Captain Rhea stared at me. "You will die, maybe," I said. "But not alone." I ran. The rival loomed overhead. Her shadow swallowed the camp. Her hand descended. I planted the first charge near her, heel, and triggered it. The blast was small by her scale, but sharp, painful. She staggered. Tariva slammed into her side with a roar that shook my bones. They crashed into the ruins again. Stone shattered like brittle glass. I did not stop. I climbed a broken pillar. My hands slipped on dust and ancient moss. The rival rose again and swung blindly. I threw the second charge. It detonated near her face. She screamed and reeled back. Tariva rose to her full height. She struck. Once. Clean, focused, final. The rival fell. The plane went silent, except for settling dust. Tariva stood shaking. Steam poured from her skin. The glow beneath it slowly faded. The rival pushed herself up. She looked at Tariva, then at us. She turned and left. No challenge remained. Tariva sank to her knees. Ataya approached slowly. "You should not have done that," she said quietly. "We do that," I replied. "It is kind of our thing." She laughed weakly. The heat did not vanish immediately. It lingered like a storm after lightning. But the violence was gone. She stayed away for days, resting, recovering. We respected that. When she returned, she was calmer, softer. "You chose to help," she said. "Small ones rarely do. We are bad at knowing our limits," I said. She smiled. The horizon left Carith Prime 2 weeks later. From orbit, I watched Tariva stand among the ruins, a single giant in a vast, empty world. But she was not alone anymore. Back on Earth, the Council asked their questions. Is the species dangerous? Is the planet viable? Is contact worth the risk? I answered honestly, yes, I said. To all of it. Humanity does not grow by hiding. We grow by standing. Where we should not survive and deciding to survive anyway. I did not know what Giantess heat meant until it was too late. Now I do. And next time, we will stand ready again. Asterisk.